So, we're talking about building your productivity and adding to your profits by developing a philosophy of positivity. Now, it's normal at this point to have a little part in the back of your head say, why should I care about this? I'm a nice person. I do a decent job every day. How come I need to worry about being more positive in my life? Well, I want you to know something. I think that's a good question. And I recognize that you are good people, that you're nice folks, and that you're doing the best you can every day to do what you can with the resources that you have. I recognize that. And that isn't what we're talking about here today. When we're talking about positivity and negativity, optimism and pessimism, we are not talking about good and bad. That's one of the stereotypes of the entire area of positivity. So as we're continuing on, I want to make sure that you understand the real positivity and negativity. Let's start with the negativity first. When you talk about negativity, you're talking about a set of thoughts and feelings and behaviors that lead to certain negative emotions, such as isolation, agitation, selfishness, boredom, conflict. When I think about those things, I think about a client that came to me for some executive coaching. He got a big promotion, and he wanted to talk with me about it. So I asked him about it. I said, okay, you got a nice big promotion. Tell me about it. He says, they got their hooks in me. I had to sign a non-compete clause. If this doesn't work out, there's nowhere in the region that'll take me. I'm stuck. Okay. Well, you got a big raise with it, so it must be nice to have more money. He says, the more money that comes in, the more reasons there are for money to go out. Doesn't matter what the check says, it all ends up at zero. Okay. Well, let's look outside of the work world. You married? Yeah. How long? 27 years. Tell me about your wife. Every morning, she says, bye-bye, dear. Every day I come home, she kisses me, she hugs me. How is your day, darling? I know she wants something. She hasn't asked for it in all these years, but I know she wants it. Our friend is a pessimist. His glass is half empty, and everything in it is dark. Now, on the flip side, you've got positivity. What positivity is a set of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that develop what are called the core positive emotions. They're the core positive emotions. In no particular order, they are joy, serenity, hope, amusement, awe, gratitude, interest, pride, inspiration, and love. And anything that builds those feelings is considered positive. Now, the story that comes to my mind when I think about that, something I actually heard in church. There was a boy, just the happiest kid you could imagine, smiles all the time, and was getting to be near his birthday. Now, in the past, every night, the night before his birthday, his parents would sneak in and fill his room with presents. Well, this was the year that his father said, I'm going to teach him about the real world. So the night before his birthday, he snuck into his room and he filled it with horse manure. He went back to bed. Morning comes along and he is jolted out of his sleep by screams. He jumps out of the bed and he runs down the hallway. He sticks his head in and the boy is grabbing handfuls of horse manure, throwing it around the room and screaming at the top of his lungs. The father says, son, what are you doing? The boy looks up at his dad and says, oh, Daddy, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere. Our little friend is an optimist. His glass is half full, and everything is rosy. Now, some of you might be saying, this is all really cute. I like what you're saying, Clark, but this is a business meeting. How does this have to do with business and profits and productivity? And we're going to talk about that in detail as we continue, but to start off, I just want to give you some data, okay? Just some raw data to chew on as we move further forward. Now, the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that we had discussed, those are called positive traits. And numerous studies have shown that employees with positive traits do better at their jobs. There's one particular one that followed 272 new employees of various companies. They rated them on their positivity traits and then let them go to do their work. A year and a half later, they came back. And they found those that demonstrated positive traits in the test were doing better at their job. They had less absenteeism. They reported fewer stress problems. They had greater focus. They were doing better on evaluations. They were earning more money. Let me take that a step further. Looking at managers that display positive traits to their teams, on average, earn 31% greater revenue. It's true.
I like
Yeah. Than any manager that has, say, negative or neutral traits. This makes a real difference. You guys have heard of the insurance company MetLife. You know them? Right. They did a colossal study. They took all of their salespeople and had them take an assessment to assess their positivity. They found that the more positive ones, we'll call them the positive half, outsold the negative half by 37%. The top 10% outsold the bottom 10% by 88%.
Wow.
Now let me ask a quick question. Would you guys like 37% more revenue? Yeah, okay. let me ask the one that's even more. Would you like 88% more? Heck yeah. Let me add one more to this. The Coors Company, the folks that make the beer, they created a wellness program, a mental and physical wellness program designed to help promote positivity in their employees. Then they did an effectiveness study. They found that for every dollar that they invested in that program, they received a $6.15 increase in revenue.
Wow.
Six-fold increase. Folks, positivity pays. Now the question that comes up is, if it pays, how come we're not super positive all the time? And for that, I got to put on my therapist hat, okay? There are limits to this. There are certain traps you may fall into. For instance, our friend here, who received the promotion, he has a psychological phenomenon called negative filtering. What that means is any good, any happy, any positive doesn't get through. It gets filtered out. He's not ignoring the good. He's not disregarding the good. He literally cannot see it. And a friend who wants the pony, he has a psychological phenomenon called positive illusions, where any risk, any negative consequence, any negative feelings just don't get through. They get filtered out. They're not ignoring them. They're not disregarding them. He literally cannot see the negative. So the glass is half empty, the glass is half full. Positivity, negativity, optimism, pessimism. Now we know that these extremes are not healthy, so we know that neither one of these is correct. Life isn't half empty, it's not half full. It's completely full. And you got to make sure that you're just not missing half of it. And moreover, it's not red, it's not blue, life is purple. Yeah, put that on a bumper sticker. Life is purple. And the blue and the red, the positive and the negative, are so intermixed, you can't tell where one starts and the other one ends. That's what the philosophy of positivity, what we're working on, that's the goal. You take the reality of the pessimism. You accept that there are negative realities in this world, and you use the energy and the motivation of optimism to push the whole thing forward. Now this is important because it's the groundwork of everything we're working on. So I want to make sure that I'm getting this through in the right way, okay? So let me ask you a couple questions. Do you understand that the philosophy of positivity is real and that it has real benefits in a business environment. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, good. Is it clear that the time and energy that we're going to ask you to invest? Now, Coors, they invested money. You're going to invest time and energy. Do you understand that that investment is going to pay you back many times over? Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand that the only thing that's stopping you right now from starting to become more profitable, more productive, more positive, is just deciding that you're going to start adopting this philosophy and take some solid, concrete steps that we're going to do shortly in a while here. Is that clear too?
Yes.
Okay. If all that's clear, then I say we step out of the theoretical here and into reality. Let's make this a reality today.